You know, there really is nothing better than actually getting out into the vineyards. Hello and welcome to the Grape Explorer, where we celebrate the world of wine. On this channel we do wine education, product reviews and lots of tastings, so if you're interested in wine, consider subscribing. Well, I'm very happy to say that I am out and about. I've travelled to Malta, which is a small island in the Mediterranean Sea, to see a little bit about the wine growing that takes place here, and today I'm doing a wine tour with Meridiana Wine Estate. Malta would probably be considered at the southern end of what's possible for wine growing in the northern hemisphere, with a latitude of around 35 degrees. Right now it's mid-September and the harvest has already taken place, so today is a good opportunity for me to take a look at how this year's vintage is coming along, take a look at some of their winemaking processes and hopefully get to do lots of tasting. Now, in this warm Mediterranean climate, what I'm really keen to see is how some of the international varieties do here. So Meridiana, I know, grow things like Syrah, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon for black grapes, and for white grapes they grow some of the Italian varieties, things like Vermentino, and they also do things like Chardonnay as well. So down in the cellar, it's nice to be able to spend a little bit of time in the cool, away from all that heat, and we're down here where the red wines are aged. Now, I've been told that depending upon the varietal, they age from between 5 months to 18 months. The barrels that are used here are imported from Italy, and they're used in Italy for 3 years, and then they're shipped over here to Malta, where they're used for a further 3 years. And that's because the owner of this particular winery is Italian and shares their barrels from their Italian vineyards over here in Malta. So with the harvest over, there isn't really much left in the way of greenery here, although you can imagine a few months ago this would have been a complete carpet of green. All of the berries on this estate have now been picked, with the exception of some Muscat d'Alexandria, which they're going through the harvest at the moment and drying them out, ready to make some of the sweeter wine, which is a newer varietal that they offer here. Meridiana is the only wine estate in the entire country of Malta. There are lots of individual farmers who grow vines, but this is the only estate where everything truly takes place, from planting all the way through to bottling and distribution. Many of the wines that are grown here are distributed globally, although a lot of it is kept for the local trade here in Malta, particularly around the hotels and restaurants, who rely on this estate for production of the wines year on year. Cheers. This is the estate's Vermentino, particularly dry. Stone fruits, peach, apricot, some melon as well. It goes down really well. It kind of suits being grown close to the sea. There is a salinity to this particular one. This will go absolutely perfectly with shellfish. So this is the Chardonnay. Totally different taste profile to the Vermentino. We're talking about tropical fruits now. The first thing that I got was a lot of pineapple on this one, mango as well, but quite citrusy on the palate, quite limey to me, which is really refreshing. So taking those tropical fruits, those citrus fruits, this is a really refreshing Chardonnay, and definitely recommended. Next up is their Bordeaux Blend variety that they do here, Cabernet Sauvignon led with Merlot as well. This particular wine really is quite distinctive in its aroma profile. Lots of dried fruits coming through, a little bit of kind of preserved fruit aromas coming through, but also starting to get some of those secondary aromas as well with this one, potentially due to the oak aging that this one's had. There's a sweetness to it, which has come from the oak. So there's things like vanilla and spices with this particular one. Just a couple of other things of note on this one. I think this has been made to be drunk kind of now, rather than be aged. And I think that's why the colours in this particular one is quite pale. The other thing I've noticed, and this will come with the geographical location of Malta, is that it's quite boozy. There's quite a lot of alcohol on this one. And I think that really hits you in the throat, and it hits you in the chest, and I think on a winter's day would be perfect. This is the last one. It's a sad moment. This is their Merlot single varietal. What I would say about this one, aroma wise, it's almost like a fruit cake. Lots of cherry, lots of plum, a little bit of chocolate for me as well on the aroma. On the palate, this one's particularly juicy, really good acidity. It's wonderful how in these hot conditions they've been able to retain that type of acidity. So there we are, wine tour done, 4 fantastic wines drunk, really enjoyable. For me, of the 4 that I tried today, the Vermentino was definitely the most favourable one. And that may be something to do with the fact that it's really hot today, and the Vermentino was particularly refreshing and really enjoyable. Overall, I thoroughly recommend all of the wines that I've tried here from Meridiana Estate. I'm going to put a link to their website down below so that you can go and check them out for yourself. But over to you, have you tried Maltese wine? Is it something you've enjoyed? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm the Grape Explorer, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.